back with Arrow. Aaron, last time on Arrow, what happened?
Last time on Arrow, we had some future stuff and we had some past stuff. Or present stuff.
Which one's which?
We talked about, in future-wise, we had the Connor Hawk being adopted, right? We had some discussions and stuff between William and his sister, half-sister thing, whatever.
Sister, yes.
Getting her, like, brought into the group and everything, right?
Yep.
And then we also had, on the other side, we had Stephen Mao. Shoot. Oliver. Forgot his name. We had Oliver trying to connect with Emiko, his sister. And then while they were doing that, they were going after Dante with Argus and
the Suicide Squad.
Felicity and the Suicide Squad. And,
Yep.
Geez, we had...
Good initiative.
Yes. But they only sent Dragon. Because I guess they didn't need the other guys. I don't know. But he was there, then he started telling Dante everything, then we saw Dante. Dante escaped. Dragon's dead. Emiko's familiar with Dante somehow. Some way. And that's kind of everything.
That's pretty comprehensive.
Felicity is pregnant, so.
Yes, and she told Oliver, no one else. And in the future, no one else knows.
Laurel knows.
Laurel knows? That's right. Okay, well, we had a poll last time as well, so now that you've completely took the recap, you should completely take the poll as well. And, by the way, since we've recorded last week, Aaron, Arrow has been canceled. Hasn't been canceled. It's going to be ending next season, right? This is something that we've heard about. We talked about it a little bit on our podcast last week, so if you want to hear like more of our reactionary thoughts about that, you can go check it out from the podcast from last week. But yeah, we just wanted to mention that, yes, we know that. A lot of people want to let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see where this season is going to go. And then in the next season, we got about 10 episodes. And I'm personally, while I always want more Arrow, I love Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen, I'm actually a little excited to see where they go with a finish and like a set, like, hey, this is what we got left. Not like, hey, here, let's do a season and see when the next season's going to happen, the next season's going to happen. But an actual go to a conclusion will be interesting.
I mean, it's good for that. It just... The only thing now is I feel like we're like, well, okay, so this is going to happen. Because, like, things that we talked about before, and now them saying that it is ending, we're like, okay, well, what we've been given, I'm going to assume that since there's 10 episodes, that puts us right here.
True.
This is what's going to happen. That's when it's going to end.
I would like to think that the writers and stuff know that's the case, and they're expecting us to expect a certain thing, and we get subverted with something else.
Well, I hope they do that, but I'm going to... I don't think it's
Slap it? No.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so anyway, we just want to put that out there. We do know that that's going on. And I'm not super bummed. I'm excited to see where they go from here. And the Arrowverse is still real strong.
Well, I mean, depending on
Batwoman coming in and
depending
all
what
that
they do with it, I mean, at least now it gives more, I guess, senses to this future thing. Okay, well, Arrow's never going to go to this future thing. Yeah. So we're seeing what's going to happen later now. Yeah. And then... You know, where's Oliver in the future? Well, he's probably not there the way they keep talking about him.
True.
So, I don't know.
And, you know, I mean, hell, we could have, you know, a couple more seasons of The Flash and, you know, we see Stephen Amell over there a couple times, you know, because he's free to do it. Or something else.
That's what I'm waiting for Oliver to die. That's why there's no more Arrow.
The big thing I was thinking about was, what if he's the Red Death? It's not Bruce Wayne. Evil Flash.
Just another Batman story for Arrow.
That'd be kind of fun.
Let's give it another.
Anyway, okay, so we just want to get that out of the way. We do know about that.
Arrow, who do you think ordered the killing of Dragon at the end of the episode?
Yeah, you had thought it could have been Laurel, right?
Yes. 19% thought maybe Laurel.
Okay.
24% thought someone else.
Okay.
And 56% says Dante.
56. Overwhelming vote. Not that overwhelming, I guess.
Now, while he was still working to help Dante, he also is, I don't know. They were only using him because he knew what Dante looked like. Now, they know what Dante looks like. I don't feel like he's as helpful anymore. So,
you think that Lila did it?
No. David West says, I hope it's Dante. Yeah. I need this character to be more of a character and less of a name. Also, I haven't seen the episode yet. Oh, well, David, that doesn't help.
Why is our sign dead? No, our sign's back. Sorry.
Andrew says it was someone else.
Something
else.
Yeah, okay.
Jason says I think it was Felicity.
I don't see her burning people alive.
I don't see her going through that in prison to kill him.
Yeah.
After having a chance to have killed him.
By hacking his head.
And not doing it.
Yeah.
By that, or by shooting him before Diggle showed up, or anything.
I feel like hacking his head would have been her favorite mode of death.
Dobby says Diaz told us Dante would kill him, and burning the old big bad is a good way to set up the new big bad. But I wonder if he used a random thug or Miko.
Ooh, what if it was a Miko? I guess it could have been a longbow.
Would he recognize a
well.
Miko though? Longbow he would recognize.
Probably not.
It seemed like he recognized who it was.
Like, what the hell are you doing here? Yeah. Yeah.
Versus being like, if it was just some random person, like, what do you want? But this is like, what are you doing?
Sure.
Dad, no. Sammy Boy says Diggle. Fluxbuck says Lila or Diggle. I'm like, man.
I don't see it.
K9 Commander says, I think it was a longbow hunter under orders from Dante.
Could be a longbow hunter.
Robert Jameson says, Dante's too obvious. I'm going to say Laurel, maybe Felicity.
I don't even know this is a mystery that will get addressed.
Maybe not. Malachi says Anatoly from Russia with love.
Ooh, that would be good. What the hell are you doing here?
Exile says, what if it was Anatoly? Gavin says, what? Well, I think Aaron had a point about his reaction not fitting it being Dante. The fact that Diaz helped Dante not get caught. Also, multiple people know his face now, so Diaz wouldn't be killing him for wouldn't be killed for that. Dante has no motive to kill him since Diaz helped him. Yeah, part of my thought was he was there because he knew his face. Now more people know his face, so he doesn't help him with that front. And he was trying to help Dante.
I mean, he was trying to help, but he still brought them to a place where he could be discovered. You know, Dante could have that kind of thing where it's like, if you say anything at all, you're going to die.
Possible.
You know.
And then Anthea Grant says Bebo, obviously.
I could see Bebo doing it if he absolutely had to, which he does end up having to do that a lot.
Bebo hungry.
Yes, but I like the idea of it being Anatoly.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, he killed all the Bratva. He burns him alive.
It'd be a good way of getting some payback on everything he did, everything he lost.
I like this idea. Idea. Let's start.
And now that you're working with us, you need to learn how we do things. We have rules, protocol, and abiding by them is critical. Your objective is to defuse the situation, not escalate.
Diffused!
Decisions. This only leads to
Diggle
chaos
sleeping?
and confusion. And above all, follow the orders of the commanding officer on site.
He does know we have our own uniforms, right?
Upward hockey pads. Hockey pads.
Okay, man.
Thanks.
Hey, look, that's what we need. Right there.
Yeah. Handy.
700, 400, 6, 5, final offer.
I'd have gone 3.
Half
Yeah.
deal.
406, 3.
What is this? Oh,
Do we know those people?
no.
What? What's going on?
Is it an acid bullet? It's a
Okay,
It's a
so it's a
bullet?
special. Okay, I thought it was his blood.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Gonna run all these the SCPD way.
Los Cajones. Is that how you say it?
I don't think so.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
That's what I wrote.
Oh no, did they steal her thing? His thing?
I thought I.
I wouldn't have found this.
It's
I
gone.
know you think I'm just some rich idiot, but I
It's gone.
had it.
You rich
The
idiot.
set player, it was right here. Wait. Blackstar.
Screw you, Felix.
Oh, CDs. Huh. What was all the...
What were the people looking at?
Lance.
Yay. Boss Tiger?
Oh.
What's he want?
Visitors aren't typically allowed entry in this hell block, but that's a lie.
Then you know the truth.
Better. I know who killed him. Then I want to see my son. And not through a wall of glass. I want him here with me.
Okay. So it wasn't Laurel. Unless she's playing a weird con game, but I don't think it was her.
I guess one thing never really talk about. Oh, we'll talk about later.
The blackout gang will be convening for a weapons buy tonight.
I'll wait.
Sounds like a...
No, that's true. But for now, we still have something to prove. So we will be wearing
No.
this.
No.
Paula's taking away our thread?
We can't use our normal weapons.
What?
I know. We have to use SCPD standard issue.
What's the point?
You're just making them police.
We'll make it work.
I mean, for the most part, Diggle and Renee are fine.
No.
They just use guns.
But
A
cool
pistol
guns.
is a pistol, you know what I mean? Like, there's a little
What about a
difference.
Spartan helmet?
Alpha team's in position.
I want to see Oliver flip over some shit while shooting guns.
Now.
Oh, Oliver, good job.
She's gonna try to scream. We haven't seen her scream yet, have we? Oh, no.
Oh, it's one of the acid ones.
Is that a grenade? Oh, damn.
Gator issue.
Oh, no.
She hasn't tried since.
Yeah, I didn't think she's tried it.
No, I can't because this dinosaur system just crashed.
Things are not going well, Aaron. Why are they doing this? Just let them do their shit, but make it legal.
Yeah, they're limiting
I
them.
would make it legal.
Anything I said is... Without the evidence, we'll be lucky to put them away for a year. How we do things matters, and you're doing things the wrong way.
I know that if we don't do things the right way, then everything we've worked for since you got out of prison will be for nothing. So you're willing
They
to...
gotta do it their way and be able to collect evidence a certain way. I don't know.
They need to work on a middle ground.
You're not gonna talk about your crying, Donna?
That could have gone better.
I told you lately how smart you are.
Will I never get tired of hearing it? I want mint chip.
It's my ass on the line. I don't understand why this is so hard for all of you to understand.
Yeah, and she's trying so hard to hold it all together.
Yeah, I wanted you to hear it from me. See you tomorrow.
James Midas, you have
Failed this city. I love when he says
You
that
have
shit.
some balls showing up here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, are they gonna let him get away?
I don't know.
Listen, you can't touch me.
Stop! You regret this. Not as much as you. Now tell me what you know. Wrong answer. Wait! I'll tell you everything.
Signed, seal delivered.
Good, James Midas. By the authority of the SCPD, you are under arrest.
Because it's done under duress.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. She just found proof or whatever.
Again, James, you have my personal promise. There will be consequences for...
What's the middle ground?
I don't know. There's gotta be something they can do.
Go on.
Kid. Oh, look at the guy.
Connor,
Hi, Dad.
come here, my little hawk.
It's Connor Hawk.
I miss you so much, little man.
It's Connor Hawk.
Thank you.
Okay. He was adopted.
You know, babe, I got up to get a better look. The killer walked right by my cell,
Who was?
wearing green leather. But it wasn't Oliver Queen.
Lamika.
That's your murderer.
Miko.
They killed Diaz.
Via Dante.
Or Dante.
You've been yelling at me, been yelling at Oliver, and pretty much acting weird ever since the weapons buy. So what's up, D? What's going on?
Her scream, man.
You say you can't be the symbol of being on both sides? That's exactly what you are.
Hey.
Really fix this
Hey.
place up?
Yeah.
Once the whole team got sanctioned.
I would ask you to stay out of our way.
Oliver, I will always have your back. But you're giving up on this partnership before you're really giving it a chance.
There's got to be a better way.
I don't know about. So what don't I know about?
Oh.
Bebe.
We're having a baby.
Really?
Yeah. It's a little early. We're not telling anybody.
That's amazing. This is wonderful. Do whatever you have to do, because if you want a new future for this baby of yours, it won't come by doing the same thing we used to do. We have to be something else.
Something else.
Something better.
I got a canary sighting on the south side of the Star City Bazaar headed east.
Now everybody that's there leaves.
I am. You'll regret this.
Oh!
Dick.
Nice punch.
How's the money? Where's the cassette tape?
Yeah, hit the clock too. Hit the clock.
Thank you.
First things first. Suit up.
Suit up.
Real suit up? Real suit up?
Go suit up. Hit the button.
Real suit up?
Get a badge. Let's put a little badge right here. That's all you gotta do.
What they need to do is police surround it and then let them go in and be. Oh, there she is. That's a black canary.
You have the right to remain silent.
She's good in leather, man. Ooh. Ooh. Explodier.
Oh.
Stop him! You go, I'll secure the evidence.
You do it. Yeah. She deserves this arrest.
Jeez.
Chemicals are secure. Where's Midas?
Come on, Dinah. Come on.
They're not in a hurry at all.
I thought she was gonna scream.
I don't think so.
The police!
Chemicals we just confiscated. We going away for a long time.
That was good. Captain.
Didn't they just do vigilante?
Captain Canary.
What was the medium ground?
In our suits.
And the anti-vigilante law?
It's on her desk for appeal. She's gonna sign it.
So we're like the black ops for the SCPD now?
Cool.
That's cool.
I'm just glad we're all back. It feels right.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in. I'm Laurel Lance, District Attorney. What makes you think they will believe a word you say? Black Siren.
I think Oliver would listen.
No one knows that she's Black Siren.
Mia.
Short for Moira.
Mm-hmm.
Rhymes with Thea.
Sweet
A mix.
and fiery.
Okay.
That's where.
SCP. The Glades? Right? That's Glades, right?
We're going over the wall. To the Glades.
The Glades are good now, right?
Well,
Like, or not good, but rich and
they're
powerful.
nice.
Yes. Okay, Aaron. This episode, police training.
Yes, police training. One thing I was gonna say that, I guess with the, not to the police training thing yet, but to the Amico thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, it had to have been someone too that also had. We never talk about the fuel in the pipes, like it rained down from like their sprinkler system, like fuel of some sort that caught on fire. So I don't know. Trying to think about that, and like you'd have to have a lot of connections. I feel like to make that work. You know what I mean? So Dante probably makes the most sense.
I guess
in that
so.
sense. Like Felicity, I don't know. You can't just redirect water lines to be fuel lines. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, let's not put anything past her. She's done some crazy
they
shit.
hack the pipes.
Yeah, she tracks DNA. Aaron.
So I don't know. I was just thinking about that in the middle of this and whatnot, and then I don't know.
Okay.
So if Amico's doing it with Dante, then it probably makes sense. Dante's like paying guards off or something like that. That's why there's also a cover up.
Yeah.
Not just because they have a magnifying glass on them for all the other crap going on.
Yeah.
But because
Like, you gotta think, like, how many, it had to have taken a lot to get fuel into that water line and come out, where you could have had like a squeegee bottle.
Yeah, they didn't do
Throw.
that. They didn't just like dump gas in there.
Yeah.
But
True,
it's
yeah.
a lot more work.
Yeah.
There had to have been more people knowing of it.
But it was, Bronze Tiger says it's a Miko. Or at
someone
least
in green
somebody
leather.
in green leather. I guess it's gotta be her, I think.
I don't know who else it could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think Dante should not Dante. Diaz recognized Emiko.
I don't know how he would from what we've been presented with.
Yeah.
I could have seen this hot ass chick like, what are you doing here?
I think two reasons I didn't really think Emiko right away would have been one, the Diaz thing being like, what are you doing here? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, well, he doesn't know Emiko. I don't think we've ever seen them interact or anything to give us, oh, they know each other.
Sure.
The other thing was that, like, the scene just before that was Emiko talking with Dante. And I guess I didn't think, like, oh, man, there must be a big time gap or, you know, we've jumped. A lot of times it's like, this is what's happening while this is happening.
Yeah.
So, unless Oliver did it.
I don't think so.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's why he's trying to be all happy-go-lucky with the police and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got a baby.
Like, I gotta make sure my family's safe. I just found out my wife's pregnant. Better kill Diaz.
That'd be fucking crazy. All right. I for some reason, I'm doubting that it's Emiko. I mean, obviously, she could have, you know, defended herself there, and she didn't. But she doesn't know very well.
I was gonna say their conversation. It didn't feel like she was like, it was me.
Yeah.
It felt more of like, they're not gonna believe you.
Yeah, but
you know?
I don't know. Something about it seems like they're kind of trying to like redirect.
Like mislead us?
Mislead us a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes we go into a conversation about this for an hour, and then the next episode is like, oh yeah, that's all it was.
Immediately, here's the answer.
Yeah.
Jesus!
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know.
Well, speaking of Bronze Tiger, the My Little Hawk.
Yeah.
So is that a little Connor Hawk? And that makes sense as to why? Because we're like, okay, you gotta be born soon then.
Sure.
Like close to the time of Mia.
Yeah,
or,
that makes
sense. He might, he's older maybe, you know, but would Diggle adopt Bronze Tiger's son?
Literally right before he said Connor or My Little Hawk or whatever, right before he said it, I was thinking like, okay, now flash forward. Who's this? Have we seen this kid yet? It didn't flash in my mind like the only black guy. You know, I just didn't. I was like too slow, to like call it out. But I was thinking like, who could this kid be? My Little Hawk. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about like, who could this kid be in the future?
Yeah.
Like, and then he said My Little Hawk. I was like, wait,
sure,
no.
Yeah.
So
I was just thinking like, if they're introducing any kids, maybe we'll see him pop up. Like maybe it's like Little Bronze Tiger in the future or something, you know. But it's not. It's Connor Hawk. Now,
assumedly,
yes.
Maybe it's just a nickname, and they're like, "Hey guys, we're gonna fuck with you some."
True,
but
I guess. But I feel like it is.
If they'd have just been like, "Hey Connor,"
yeah.
Like, wait, what?
I think that they dropped that to say like, "Hey, that's definitely what it is." One, it makes me like, okay, well, what happens to Bronze Tiger? I hope nothing terrible because I like him.
So is his it's more of a nickname, right? Like Speedy is for Thea, rather than being like his name is Connor Hawk.
I don't know.
Okay, what's his what's Bronze Tiger's real name?
I don't remember.
I don't know what his real name is.
I'm also trying to think too, like, so we've had the actor that plays Connor Hawk. We've had him as John Diggle Jr.
in the
Connor
Legends
Hawk
thing.
In the Legends thing. Like, was he Diggle's son or was he adopted son then too? Because it wouldn't make sense that they look exactly alike, but they'd have different dads.
I would have to assume that he was an adopted son in both scenarios.
So it had to be.
So that way, like, it's always like Diggle had a daughter in this one, but then he adopted a son here, and then they swapped it.
It's a tiny bit confusing because John Diggle Jr. was turned into Sarah, and now retroactively we learned that
Vice
John
versa, right?
Yes.
Sarah was turned into
John Diggle Jr. But like, you know, retroactively we're looking back and saying that John Diggle Jr. then was adopted. You know, so like,
I mean, it may have not been, but I think it's easier, especially because it's the same actor and everything. I think it's easier to be like, well, let's assume that he had his daughter, but then later on he also adopted a son, and maybe named them John Diggle Jr.
That Legends episode is also kind of squirrely too, because it's a alternate reality thing that doesn't exist.
It's as if they never came back and all the so
because I mean we don't.
And it was also with another past thing that had been changed since, and
I mean there was a very old Oliver there, and we don't know if we're gonna get that. You know, with one hand. Okay. So Bronze Tiger. I thought that was cool. I like him too. Michael J. White's always awesome. You know, he has great kicks. He didn't get to show any kicks off this episode, but
no, we got to see a little
like
more
shoes,
emotional moment
really
with him and stuff, which is cool.
Actual kick.
I love when a little boy so cute coming in there, and then he's like, "Hey," he didn't even say a word.
Yeah, he was cute.
I felt bad for Dinah though. Like you said about the police training and stuff, and like the whole time she's like just trying to hold this together and make it work, and then she has a police who's
because she doesn't know who she is without the canary cry. She can't be the vigilante. She can't be the black canary. She thinks. Yeah, I mean, Sarah was the black canary without any power.
White canary.
She was black canary first.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Remember she had that?
And she died.
Of course it.
She had it with the white canary too.
Cleavage went up to like here.
What?
Because it had up so high. I'm grabbing my titties on camera. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. I mean, we still have Black Siren as a potential candidate to take up the Black Canary if they ever wanted to go that way. I don't think they will. I like Dinah Drake as the Black Canary. And now, at first, I was like, "Yeah, can't they just get one of those things that Cisco made for her?"
Well, can she yell?
But I don't know.
Like, is there a difference between her going ah and her going? Blah, blah, blah?
Just have a different trigger for it. I don't know.
Different trigger.
Yeah.
Is there a difference though?
Hum.
No.
It's
See, whenever they were going through their stuff and they had the first like outing and everything went wrong and all that, I was like, can't you like utilize the police and have them like go around and cover so there's no escapes, and then utilize these guys who can go in there with their actual equipment, and like be more surgical and stop everything. And then if they try to escape, you have the police to stop them.
Yeah.
But I guess like, it might be what they kind of do. I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah, I was kind of confused about what the middle ground actually was, because it seemed like they just did their shit and the cops came at the end and was like, "Good job, friends."
Yeah, because that's versus what they did the first time when they just had police equipment on.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, okay, guys, go do your stuff. Okay? And then the Midas guy was like, "I'm going to have your badge and your costume." And then they came in and was like, "No. Handcuffs." Like, wait. What was different that they did than what they did before?
I knew there needed to be a middle ground. I kept thinking, like, what is the middle ground? And it feels like the show is just kind of like, there just is one. We don't know. It's just fucking, it works now. I mean, okay, it works. I'm going to accept that it works.
Yeah. The biggest difference here was that they didn't blow up the evidence, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they kind of went with my idea then if the police were, like, waiting.
Yeah.
They had the police outside waiting, and then once it was safe, they brought the police in, get the evidence, arrest the dude.
Sure, and it does seem to me like before this, when they were operating as just vigilantes without any police, like, integration or whatever, they still did pretty much this just illegally, but they still, like, they collected evidence, they got people in jail, the DA,
they'd go
Captain Lance,
yeah, they'd capture him, tie him up, give him to the bad guys.
Quentin would take him, like, and it seemed to, like, begrudgingly, we don't like the vigilantes, but this worked out,
Like, hey, go to this place, there's evidence and a bad guy all tied up together.
So I was a little confused as like, why can't you just do that, except now it's legal, But I did like the thing in the beginning where, like, Oliver's like, show restraint, and he's like, I only hit him once, and then Renee was putting the gun together fast than the other guys. I liked that stuff. It was funny and interesting, but I guess it's just a matter of the mayor wanting to save face by making them, look like, hey, I got the Green Arrow and this outfit.
Yeah, I mean, there's, as far as like the police side of it, like having the vigilantes out there, so you don't have more, have them sanctioned by the police. But if they're sanctioned by the police, then anything they do can come back whenever they're trying to do the law side of things.
Sure.
Whereas before it was like, man, these random guys just did this. Police came, found everything, and it worked out for them. The police did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
But when you have them sanctioned by the SPD.
Sure.
I don't know.
Like,
it's just,
I get in a way where it's like, Felicity, she hacks into stuff she does. It does violate people's rights sometimes, like right to privacy, or, she like records a conversation. I don't know if Star City is a single consent or double consent or two-party consent, like recording state or something like that. But, all those things would be inadmissible in court, but now that because they're black ops, technically, and their own task force, like, they don't necessarily have to show how they got their evidence. They have to just present their evidence.
You still have to have reason to be able to go into the place and stuff. So, I mean,
True.
The warrant and all that kind of stuff, like that, none of that was solved.
Yeah.
Like, they still have to have the patience of waiting. Because, like, even like a SWAT going in after, I don't know, for like a drug bust, they still have to have a reasonable cause to go in. They can't just bust into your house and be like, drug bust! And you're like, what? All I have is toys! Like, so there's got to be some kind of reasonable cause.
Well, I think Black Ops that means that they can do that. They're like more like CIA than they are like police.
The CIA can just bust in your house and
well, they don't.
for whatever.
I mean, CIA doesn't operate on domestic soil.
Even
but
FBI, they still have to have some kind of reasonable.
That's what they say.
They can't just bust in for no reason though.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Eric does all the time.
What?
I mean, he has a reason, but it's not necessarily a legal one.
He does.
Yeah.
But he's vigilante.
Sure, but they're allowed to do that.
No, they're not. They're not. There's no. The middle ground was not established very well in this episode.
It wasn't, but I think
them being black ops, I don't think gives them the right to just go and do what they want, and then we're on the right.
I'm gonna disagree. I think it's exactly what that means. Honestly, I think it was just. I agree that it's kind of lazy, like of the writers to do that, but I think that's what they're going for. And granted, the vigilante thing doesn't work out anyway. So, but I think I don't know. I feel like that's what they're going for. It's like having your cake and eating it too, which is always the best solution. I enjoy that one. So
and there isn't a compromise.
I'm gonna go with
the
that.
only compromise would be that you're part of the police force.
I know, but do you feel like we got an explanation of what the compromise was at all?
I mean, not exactly, but like they're gonna be able to work as a special task force. But we've had special, like we had the anti-vigilante task force and stuff like that, and they were sent at specific times as like a response team.
Yeah,
I imagine that's what they're gonna be, versus like.
I think that's the more correct and legal way that it should be done.
Yeah.
But I bet you we're gonna watch a couple episodes into this, and they're gonna be doing shit where you're gonna be like, should they be allowed to do that? And they'll be like, Black Ops, man. You know, I think that's what's gonna happen.
Did they say Black Ops?
Yeah.
They said Black Ops.
Black Ops. I don't know.
Team's up.
Okay, what else do we have?
Nothing.
Not a whole lot. I like that Felicity's updating the tech at the SPD.
The future led him to the Glades.
Yeah. I don't care much about that.
I don't know what's going on.
I like
the Felicity.
I like when William and the sister Mia are together. I like their chemistry and them like interacting together. I don't necessarily like any of them separately. And where the hell's Roy?
I was gonna say, like, where'd the rest of the team people go?
They're just waiting. I just want more Roy.
There's no Roy.
I mean, I know that Mia and William and this stuff is like, especially in light of the show's gonna be ending and what's gonna be the future of the Green Arrow, or whatever like that. Maybe they'll be going into those kind of characters. That can be something they can go into. I don't care too much. I want Roy though. I want to see some flippies, old man flippies. That's what I want. I demand it, and I will get it. So the gang war with Los Cajones and the Blackout gang.
Yeah, those bullets.
Yeah, that was crazy.
At first, when they shot, I'm like, oh my gosh, is he bleeding some kind of acid?
Is he some kind of
is
meta?
Like an alien or a power base, or what's going on?
Like Acid Girl from My Hero.
Like, no, it's just a bullet that just kills you.
It's a toxic bullet. I did like the scene. Whenever Oliver was confronting Midas, and he had his Arrow voice on, and the way he has this like cadence that's different than whenever he's Oliver Queen, and he said, "You have failed the city," and he's doing all this stuff, but usually he has a voice modifier and his hood and his mask, and it's different. Mm-hmm. But him doing it without that stuff just felt strange.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you notice?
The way he talks like this.
Did you notice the difference though? It felt like whenever he was like, "You failed this city. All right, tell me the truth."
Yeah.
He's like, "You're under arrest by the SCPD." Like whenever it changed like the cop side of things, it felt like he kind of changed how he was talking.
I agree. It was just a little strange watching it, like unencumbered by Vistage.
You felt like William Shatner or something there.
I had a little bit of like a hiccup in the middle of it.
It felt like something. Visage. I don't know, there's these pauses and stuff. I'm like, what's he doing?
I kept like swallowing and had a hiccup.
Or Christopher Walken, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. It felt like Vistage. Yeah, that's all I have.
I don't have a whole lot. I mean, a lot of it was all based on like the cop and vigilante kind of thing, and the future stuff. Which the tape, I felt like didn't give us too much. To give the Glades.
Couldn't you just send the coordinates to the Rock or something?
I don't know.
I guess
you wouldn't have gotten me and William together, but you got me and William together, and now you tell me to go away.
Find your sister.
But I think they said that so that they won't go away because she knew they wouldn't listen.
That's stupid.
What?
I mean, I agree, but it's stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Why is it stupid?
I don't know. Just fucking say what you think.
I know my kids won't listen to me, so I'm gonna tell them this, so I know they do this.
So it just sets you up for failure, because if you end up not going, it's like, I was listening to you. It's like, oh, it was a cryptic message. You should have went. I knew you know. And if you don't do it, you do that. People just need to be honest, Aaron. Like his Black Ops thing, I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's a get out of free jail, like get out of jail free card.
Every guy got out of jail. He got out of jail like episodes ago.
You're right.
It's ridiculous.
Let's check out some Q&As.
All right, first 3 have been about Arrow ending.
Yep. Yep, wanted to get out in front of that.
El Gunado says, is Connor Hawk Bronze Tiger's son?
Mm-hmm.
So Diggle adopts him?
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Or it's a major misdirect.
No, I don't think so.
Could you imagine that?
That would be
like, wait, I thought you called him Little... Yeah, that's just a nickname. His name is Connor, though. His name is James. James Tiger.
Yeah, James Tiger?
Copper. I don't know. Krite says, pretty solid episode. I love the line from Renee, the cry doesn't make you the canary, as well as the whole pep talk. What Arrowverse character would you want a pep talk from, and why would they be cheering you up? Felicity? For any reason. I don't care. I don't care why. Oliver would be a good one to have a pep talk from.
Yeah.
Diggle! Diggle gives great talks.
Yeah. Iris, for reasons.
That's not... But do they... I thought they... Damn. It's Arrowverse.
She could tell me how to take better care of my skin. She has good skin.
Dobby says, deputies should not get to break the law, be over violent, and spy on everyone. But they should get access to their toys and costumes and be on their own team.
Yeah.
I like the compromise at the end. Were you more on the SCPD side or Team Arrow side?
Team Arrow side always, and I don't understand the compromise at the end.
I don't feel like there was much of a compromise.
I'm
hoping in the future episodes...
It's very possible we missed it, and a lot of the comments are going to be like, you fucking idiots, they said this. You know, they used a Goldilocks, like...
What?
Like too hot, too cold, just right thing. I don't know. We missed it. I don't know. I don't think we did, but I don't really understand the compromise.
I don't know. We'll see. Allison says, why do you think that Felicity and Oliver kept William and Mia apart?
Reasons. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't know what happens in the future. Right now, it seems that William isn't there because the grandparents are kind of keeping them away.
But this makes it sound like it was purposeful. They kept them apart to protect them.
Right now, it feels like William's being kept away because of the grandparents.
Sure.
We also don't know what happens here in the next 9 months to where this team isn't talking or knowing that a baby's being born.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would figure within the next 9 months, they would know Felicity has had a baby.
Yeah.
As of right now. Something drastic has to happen in the next 9 months that they don't even see a baby bump and start realizing she's pregnant. Now, given whenever I see a woman with a big tummy, I never assume they're pregnant, just to be safe.
Oh, I always do.
What?
Yep.
You always assume they're pregnant?
Mm-hmm. I have been slapped many times.
Dobby says, Oliver was really into conflict this episode. I guess it's because fatherhood. I didn't understand that Mia was a reference to Moira. That's sweet. Do you think the plot of the future will be connected to the one in the present? Yes.
How do you spell Moira?
Moira? M-O-I-R-A? So it's just like no... M-O-I-R-A.
So then you just take out the...
O and the R. You get Mia.
It's a weird way to do a nickname.
Moira. Short for Mia. Short for Moira. I don't know. I thought of it as like Moira. It's letters in his mom's name, and it's just like Thea. Mia, Thea. Thea, Mia.
But they're...
Thea, Mia. Huh? Yeah, but it's a sound. Thea, Mia.
I don't like...
Pia.
Pia?
Onomatopoeia. See?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do the other ones.
Kevin Smith character for Batman. Onomatopoeia?
What?
Like when he slits his throat, he goes... He makes a noise.
What?
Yeah. You know that?
So he has no powers, he just makes noises?
Well, I mean, he's badass, but...
But he has no powers.
Like when he hits you, he goes, pow!
What?
Like it was a pow balloon in the old comics? Yeah.
So he says pow.
Yep.
Why? So he's like psychotic.
Yeah.
Okay. But he has no powers.
No. I don't think so.
All right. Xavier says, I think that the Flash Forwards could be a backdoor pilot to a show that is set in the future. Do you think it's possible, and would you be interested in that?
No. I would not.
No, you don't think it's possible? No, you're not interested in that.
I think it could be possible. I am extremely uninterested in it. Like the Flash Forward thing?
Mm-hmm.
No. Unless it was Roy flipping as an old man. I'd watch that. Like Roy, like on a trampoline.
Maybe
I'd
a
watch
Justice
that.
League series. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Can you imagine
A
that?
series?
Like
Maybe like a season.
like an arc.
Yeah. Like the Defenders.
Yeah.
Like where they all come together for like one season and then they split apart and then a couple
Yeah.
of years later maybe come
Yeah.
back together. Like the crossover, you mean?
No. More. Like 10 episodes.
Like shit, like it's
Like a huge 10-episode arc.
Okay, but only starring Roy as the Justice League and
No.
he flips.
No, it's not.
I agree.
That's not his name. That'd be terrible. So John must have adopted Bronze Tiger's son? Does this mean that we'll see Bronze Tiger die soon? Asks Matthew.
Not necessarily. Just that he won't be around or can't take care of his kid or...
Burn up in prison.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's 20 years in the future, this stuff going on, so we got some leeway time here. There's no, it's not like John has to adopt him this year or something like that.
Yeah. It could be whenever. Red's M97, or just Red, I'll say. This is a little random. But how is the evidence in the warehouse incriminating? If the chemical is legal to use medically, I didn't see any weapons. I'm pretty sure the storing it for said medical purposes isn't illegal, right?
I don't know how the show works. I'm just going to assume it worked, just like that compromise.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The ending compromising thing when they actually caught Midas, I don't know. I didn't get it. Short Car says, flashback breakdown. Found a cassette player. Bought a cassette player. No, it's found a cassette tape. Bought a cassette player. Lost a cassette player. Got back a cassette player. Listened to cassette player.
But we saw William's genius. You have cops, get the cops to leave. I'm not excited by it, personally. But, that chick is kind of fierce.
We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dr. Winchester wants to know, how does Miko know Black Siren?
I don't know. That was one thing I noticed too. Like,
Did anybody?
no one knows
it?
that. They think that she was the former Black Canary.
Dante? Well, not Dante. Diaz? Did he know? He knew, right?
He must.
So if Diaz knew, maybe Dante knew, thus Miko knows.
I guess so.
I don't
Does that prove that she is in fact? I mean, we know that she's involved with Miko, but is that, or with Dante? But does that prove that she killed Diaz? I don't know.
How bad is Dante that Diaz was hiding amongst Kate and James, took over everything, and became a big bad, taking over the four corners or whatever that place. Remember that place?
Isn't it like a circle or something now, though?
What?
Wasn't it like the
Marco Forum?
No, that's they gotta do that too.
But you don't know about those, the four whatever?
Yeah.
And he took over that, and he's running everything, but he's afraid of Dante. Who's this guy? Who is he? How scary is he?
He's scary. He's got little knives. Oh, I want that shirt. I'm so torqued.
Jacob, my rating for this episode is 7 out of 10, but I think this shirt I have designed for you is a level 10.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great. It can be found on Twitter.
I'm so torqued. Alright, well here, I'll retweet it.
Yeah, retweet it. Easy for Ultra to find and maybe put a screen up of.
Is this a shirt you would want? Magnus, I hate to keep harping on this, but killing Laurel was the show's biggest mistake and we're still feeling the repercussions. Instead of one Black Canary, we now have 3. Not complaining, and they just nerfed the one we got to replace the one they killed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I was sad when it happened, but
Mark Guggenheim is no longer making those decisions, so I'll be interested to see where they go from here. But yeah, the damage has already been done when it comes to just how terrible was the decision that was.
See, if Dinah died, you would just have Black Siren just become Black Canary, and then we'd be almost in the same boat that we were in the beginning.
Yeah, I just would have killed Samantha and put her in the grave. And the very first thing is all would have worked out because she died anyway. We still would have had her. It would have been great, and you would have been slapped.
Yeah, but I wasn't. The universe is right.
I guess.
Robert says, holy cow, I never saw the Bronze Tiger Connor Hawk reveal thing coming. How do you think Dig comes to adopt him, and when do you think we could see that happen?
I have no idea. I mean, I certainly don't want to see anything bad happen to Bronze Tiger. I know there's a thing about how, like, Bronze Tiger died in the Arrow comics, like the comics that take place in the same world where they burn down the Queen Mansion, and they showed the Queen Mansion like burnt down in the series, but Bronze Tiger's still alive. And I'm not that big of a stickler for that kind of thing, but I hope it's not like let's kill him off or something like that for the sake of these flashbacks that I don't care about.
Flash forwards.
Yes, I care more about Michael J. Waite kicking in this show than I do about any of that stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
Robert says about with Arrow concluding, I can see the whole crappy future thing being a result of Flash's disappearance in Crisis. I'm thinking Oliver will make a sacrifice play, maybe try to sort it all out. Green Arrow missing vanishes in Crisis instead.
So maybe this stuff happens before Oliver, or this is like what happened before, technically after though. This is before the changes Oliver puts in place.
This is a current future with Flash disappearing in Crisis.
Yeah.
Whereas if he does whatever, sacrifices himself, alters the future, and then we get a better looking future.
Well, that'd be some shit, wouldn't it? Because Oliver's always giving Barry shit about it. Barry, what'd you do this time? And he's the one that fucks up the timeline now.
But he's not. He's living in the present. He's not changing. We're only seeing the future.
I think we're seeing the future as it is now, but not as it will be once Oliver made a change.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Barry does.
No.
Yeah.
No. Barry goes in the past and changes the present and the future.
Yeah.
He goes in the future and learns stuff, comes back in the past to change it. Oliver's not doing any of that. He's just trying to make things right. He's a good man.
Relativity.
Robert Reyes says, how do you think Oliver will take the news of Amico killing Diaz?
If it's in fact true, I think he will require evidence, as is his new thing.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly. I think he'll doubt it.
Half Grodd, Half Shark, how do you guys think vigilantes will be the Star City's downfall, even though they work with the police department?
I don't know, man.
I really have no idea. I don't know how the vigilantes would be the downfall when all they do is try to help.
I don't know, and I don't care to. I'm not like, can't wait to see how this all happens. If anything, I'm dreading the beginning of this, I'm thinking I'm watching This Is Us, and I know shit, I'm watching it, because they tell you earlier in the episode or seasons before, but you're still dreading it happening, and then it happens, and it's devastating. But I knew it was happening. I knew it was going to happen. Maybe not quite like that, but it happened anyway. That was emotional.
It took you a while to start watching it.
It did. I'm already at season 3.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Do you ever go and watch any of the reactions from the girls?
No.
There's a couple I'm like, fuck, alright, I'm gonna go watch this right now.
Yeah.
I went and watched them and stuff and they're
I might get through it and then maybe go back and watch some. I'm on the Vietnam episode right now. It's fucking awesome.
You got past the 1 episode, man. Lovers Sashimi says, have you ever been pickpocketed before? Or scammed? If neither of those have happened to you, then anyone you know.
Nope, but I have pickpocketed and I have scammed.
You haven't.
Yeah, look, I got your sweet tea already.
In my pocket.
Yeah, you're carrying it around.
How'd you get that? I don't think I've ever been pickpocketed.
No. People have called and tried to scam you, but I mean, like when the IRS calls you and it's like, we are sending police right now unless you give me your social security. I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't not from the IRS.
As far as scammed, maybe I've paid too much for something before, but never I don't feel like I've ever been scammed too much. Like when you're trying to bargain for something maybe, or Melanie thought she paid too much to get that tree cut down maybe, or something like that, and she should have called around more, but she was just trying to get it done, and she's like, I think they scammed us. I'm like, I don't know, probably not. They just maybe charge you more than. But actually, I think it was a long time ago. I feel like a long time ago in high school, I vaguely remember buying a set of speakers.
Got scammed out of my holographic Gyarados card. I forgot about that.
From a guy in a van.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's from my dad, too.
I remember how much I paid for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was a guy in a van. I'm trying to sell some speakers and stuff. I'm like, why?
Yep.
I'm like, those are nice speakers. He's like, yeah. A couple $100? I was like,
it happened with my dad, too. He brought him home. He was like, will you boys put these, make them work with our thing? And we looked at him like, Dad, these are empty.
What?
They were just boxes. Like,
oh, really?
They're like wooden boxes with a screen on them. I'm like, Dad, there's nothing in them.
Mine were real speakers,
really?
But I was like, I wonder if these are really worth this much. Like, I didn't know a lot about
like, Dad, you got scammed. He's like, huh. Well, don't buy stuff from people at a rest area, I guess. Like, yes, Father, yes.
Either I paid good for them, but they were stolen or something.
Yeah.
Or I paid too much than what they were worth.
Sure, I get you.
I don't know what they look like. Some people were asking, what do you think the fate of other characters are going to be? Like, will we see Thea, Roy, or Slade, or any other bigger characters before the show ends? From Half Grog, Half Shark. And Carlos says, do you think that any characters may go to other shows or something else once it ends?
No idea. I think it might be too early to be asking those kind of questions. If it does happen, I would like to remain unspoiled if they do show up in other shows, because that's way better than trying to get any more sort of information.
I mean, the Arrow stuff has been all over the place.
Yeah.
But part of me would have liked to not know.
Yeah.
That way, like, just watching it, I wouldn't know what's coming and being like, well, this is what I'm anticipating to happen.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Not sure. I mean, with it going into that's going to be season 8 next year. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
That's about it. Only other thing I really see is Crusaders said, could Dinah use the old canary cry that Laurel used?
Well, I mean, I think you still have to.
It might depend on
with
how her nerves are damaged. Like, can she just talk, but when she goes really loud, it still hurts her? So she might not be able to just scream. Because I think that amplified her
sonic thing.
Like her normal volume screaming.
Though, I mean, if I went to Cisco and I said, hey, can you make like a thing that whenever I press this button on my palm, it emits something from the neck thingy, I don't know.
I mean, he made a gun that turns stuff to gold, so he probably could do something like that.
He could probably do something like that. But
all right.
Then you have to ask people for consent if you allowed to scream at them, and it'd be a whole fucking thing.
What? People scream at people all the time.
I know. Okay, that was all the Q&As. We need a poll, Aaron. If there was a television show based around the events on the flash forwards, would you want to watch it?
All right, sure.
Yes. I wouldn't, but Aaron would. Would you? You guys can go to patreon.com/blindwave, find that poll, all other polls, also full length, also early access for other shows that we do, and make sure you subscribe for more Arrow.